Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Aquarius. Let's get right into it. It's a waxing crescent moon. Waxing crescent moon, when you watch this video, the moon may be in Virgo, but then it'll move into Libra. When the moon is in Libra, it's a great time for renegotiating relationships and forging new ones with the goal of moving towards harmony and balance in all of your relationships, and just a relationship dynamic, as well as creating more beauty in the world as a team and partnerships, right? In your personal and your professional relationships. This may be a bonus video because a lot of you all are requesting bonus videos around relationships, not just romantic relationships, but primarily like more about family relationships and stuff like that. And it's probably because Pluto is retrograde, which is a generational planet, and then also Saturn, which is one of your ruling planets, is also retrograde. So I've been getting a lot of requests from you and another zodiac sign in particular that's been asking a lot about family relationships. So let's get into it. This is a general reading. Take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. And like I said, bonus videos will go up on the membership side, so you're not inundated with a whole bunch of videos. And I've already prayed over your cards, asked for clarity in your cards. We have 2 videos that's going up on the Patreon side. We have the full Buck Moon video that's going up this week, so it'll go up either Friday or Saturday of this week. So that they'll be either the 12th or 13th, and then we also have the 6-month prediction video, which will push us into 2025. That's also going to go up very, very soon too. So again, just not trying to flood you with a bunch of videos, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. So a lot of people are asking about family relationships and just like I said, rebirth and metamorphosis, because that's Pluto. That's Pluto. Pluto is the planet of rebirth. And it's death, rebirth, power, transformation, metamorphosis, but it's also the planet of obsessions, right? So it's also the planet of obsessions. Saturn is that very serious planet. It's the planet of maturity and authority. It's also the planet of traditions, rules, structure, boundaries. Don't forget to create your boundaries, and don't forget, enforce your boundaries if necessary. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. One of your videos was talking about a dark mother, like somebody has a dark mother energy, like somebody's mom is a dark mother, like they have a very dark kind of energy. What I was picking up in a previous video for somebody was that like a narcissistic energy, like narcissistic parents kind of energy. Putting somebody in a wilderness situation or whatever the case, and just being able and recognizing that spirit. So as you're moving forward towards renegotiating relationships and forging new ones, that may be something that you want to draw from in terms of experiences. Because what I was picking up on in another video from you all, that at the time of filming may not have gone up yet. So I don't know if it's going to go on which side it's going to go on, if it's going to go on the membership side or the regular YouTube side or what. But it's kind of talking about when people stay in karmic relationships and they stay in survival mode. It's almost like they actually resent when you leave survival, when you leave wilderness situations. It's almost they even more determined to pull you back into survival mode situations. And so source is saying you want to recognize that particular spirit, not just that particular person, but that particular type of a spirit. So whether it's dark mother, dark father, like somebody who is just determined to pull you back into dark situations. Source is saying to you, you need to be that determined to stay away and recognize those types of spirits, Aquarius. So let's get into your reading. Let's see if we got some good news, for you coming out of your cards. Let's see if we got some good news coming out of your cards. And like I said, I don't know if that video is going to go on the membership side or if it's going over here. But yeah, that's what I think the card that came out in the Oracle card was a dark mother energy. But yeah, it was more of like a dark parent type of, like both parents were just kind of like dark energies, maybe like narcissistic dad, narcissistic mom, and they're just like a karmic relationship, and somebody was in the middle of a survival mode situation, just craziness. So it's not just about them, it's just about people putting you in those types of situations. So good news coming out here first and foremost. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Chariot card. Here we have the Temperance card, the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Four of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles here. So it's harvest time for you all. Somebody has planted some new seeds and those seeds are growing. So it looks like your money is growing, right? So some kind of growth is happening here. We also have the Two of Pentacles. And so this is kind of what I was talking about right here. So there was two energies. Here we have it's two energies that have been masking their financial, something about their money. It's two types of energies. And this is what I was talking about, recognizing spirits, Aquarius. Here we also have the Temperance card. You have a guardian angel that's watching over you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So you're going to feel very fortunate that you have somebody that's watching over you, that's helping you to make sense of it all. Because somebody is learning spirits, right? So let's say you had dark parents. Let's say you have very dark parents that were in a karmic relationship, and you saw just like it's just a bunch of chaos and confusion where you felt like you were just like a combat zone growing up. Source is saying when you learn those types of spirits, when you learn those types, it wouldn't matter what part of the planet you're on, you recognize those types of spirits. You can be anywhere in the world. You can be by yourself in a whole new location and you will recognize those types of spirits anywhere. Even when people think you're by yourself and you don't know they think you don't know anybody, you recognize the spirit, right? And you know how to stay away from those types of spirits. So source is saying, here we have the Four of Pentacles. You know how to be very conservative. You're not looking for their acceptance, and you're not looking for their experience. They're not looking for their acceptance. You're not looking for their approval. Matter of fact, you avoid those types of spirits at all costs. If you have to interact with them at all, it's very, very minimal interaction with those types of spirits. Just period. And you don't care what they think. You don't care. They can assume whatever. But when I look at your cards here, this is what I'm talking about, the Two of Pentacles. On some cards, because I see somebody's money growing, right? So I'm seeing somebody's planting some new seeds, right? So when we talk about plants, right? So there could be two plants around you, right? So some people could be planted around you. That's one. It could be two people that's planted around you, right? Y'all remember, Aquarius, the movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it, the movie called Keeping Up with the Joneses. You remember the movie Keeping Up with the Joneses, right? So you know that's a term, right? So I know I have people watching all over the world, right? It's a term. The meaning of keeping up with the Joneses is kind of sort of referring to comparison of oneself to one's neighbor, where the neighbor serves as a benchmark for social class, for the accumulation of material goods, right? So it just makes you feel inferior if you can't keep up with that particular, they got a new house, they got a new car, you don't keep up with that. But there's this movie called Keeping Up with the Joneses. It's a pretty good movie. If you all haven't seen it, you may want to watch it. I don't know if it's on like the streaming services or whatever. But I feel like there's some plants for somebody like that's next to you. So you could be a person who is a transplant. You could be new to particular areas where people are, masking. They could be masking. So it's two sides to this. When we talk about the number two here, it's two to this, right? There could be plants that's kind of posing as married, right? There could be that. Could be posing as married, right? That's planted. But the main thing I'm seeing for you, Aquarius, is that Source is making sure you are financially independent so that you are not looking for the acceptance and the approval of any energies around you, right? But like I said in another reading for you all, because there was if you have an opportunity to watch the other reading, the majority of the element in that card is fire element, right? And so fire connects us with a lot of things. Fire connects us with inspiration, enthusiasm, energy, action, goals, your mind, your ambition, your dreams. But it also connects us with fires can be aggressive. They can also be impulsive. They can be competitive. They're competing with something, right? Can also be that right here. So when we talk about these elements right here, we're talking about the physical existence of things, like at the root, right? So source is saying you could be a transplant, like you could have, like, because it's harvest time for you, like more money is coming to you. And so source is saying, so you have to be a little bit more conservative with your time when you're not looking for other people's acceptance and looking for their approval. Aquarius, when you recognize certain types of spirits, source is saying certain types of spirits, when you already recognize you don't want to have any, you don't want to be around certain types of spirits, dark energies, you just don't want to have any connection with them at all. Just don't even waste your time. Just don't even, like I said, make sure that interaction is just minimal. And these two right here, we're talking about balance, right? Both in your personal and your professional life. You're trying to do something. You're trying to grow your business. You're trying to grow your money. You're trying to grow your family. You're trying to grow whatever, like this right here. I'm saying source is actually rewarding you. You know, source is actually rewarding you. And you also have a guardian angels. That's a guardian angel that's watching over you. So protect your energy, right? I see you moving forward in childlike faith, you know, and this is water, speaking to water, your intuition. Yeah, here we have the 9 of Swords. Somebody is definitely waking up from some nightmares, you know, waking up from some nightmares. The source is saying, hang in there with yourselves. Just hang in there with yourself. You know, you're learning how to dream bigger as you're learning how to, like I said, plant seeds for, you know, growing your money, planting seeds for, and remember, Pentacles is not just money. Pentacles is also home. It's also material possessions. It's also your health. So somebody may be improving their health in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because remember, nightmares could also be very stressful. So somebody is just waking up possibly from some nightmares and moving in childlike faith. He also had the Page of Wands here. So somebody feels like a teenager again. Somebody's starting to feel like a teenager again, feeling a lot better. Here we have the 5 of Wands here. So every now and then it could feel like something could feel like a bait and switch, like a David and Goliath situation. But your smooth stone is, when you think about the David and Goliath situation, your smooth stone is operating in faith and not operating in fear. That's your smooth stone. So you're at a higher frequency, not on the frequency of fear. A frequency of fear would be invoking nightmares, keep talking about the same nightmares over and over and over again, like they do in the scary movies. Like they keep talking about, you know, Freddy Krueger over and over and over again. Keep talking about Freddy Krueger. Keep invoking the nightmares, you know, staying connected to, just like I said in the previous video, somebody staying connected to karmic relationships. That would be like dark energy parents that stay connected in that karmic bond, but you can see they hate each other. They hate the relationship that they're in, but they stay connected. They will not leave that karmic bond at all. And so when you see those types of energies together and they can't, or you see friends that can't stand each other, they saying, well, that's my friend, but then they talking about each other like a dog behind their back, and you see that's a karmic relationship, or you saying, I don't want to be a part of that. They don't even like each other. That's a karmic bond. Like or these people, they just, you just see they just don't even like each other. So it's just saying, just unravel yourself from those kind of things, right? Because they think for them to say, well, we've been knowing each other. They looking at the length of time they've been connected versus being in harmonious, peaceful relationships, right? So they want everybody to be in those types of relationships, right? So they're not even thinking about renegotiating and renegotiating the terms of their agreements. They're not talking love language. They're not talking about nothing. They just talking about, hey, talking about each other behind their back. So so that's what I'm saying. Like somebody, so as you all are, here we have, so you're going to feel very fortunate. There's 2 situations in particular, like I said, that somebody may have witnessed very early on. That we talking about Pentacles cards here. Pentacles connects us with the root chakra, the element of earth. The root chakra is developed between the ages of 0 and 7. Some energies you may have seen in your own family that didn't even look like they liked each other. They could have been married for years, and that's all some people have. Is like, oh, we've been married for X amount of years, and people brag on that, but you saw more bad than good. Source is saying to you, when you're renegotiating, when you're talking, because I see somebody possibly meeting somebody or getting married in business and or in love, the first thing I feel like somebody is going to find out is what your love language is. Like, first of all, so you need to know, now that you've awakened from some nightmares, right at the root conversation from the very beginning. That's what somebody's going to be talking about, love language. So you'll know at every milestone, before you get to a milestone, if, attaboys, kudos, pats on the backs, are we going in the right direction in business and or in love? Those kind of things. Like, you need to know, we going in the right direction. Like, what's going on here? We communicating, what's happening here, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. So that you, like I said, you can be more conservative with your time. You don't want to waste their time. You don't want to waste yours. That's really so you can keep your vibrations high. No assumptions whatsoever. So you can move on, like I said, continue in childlike faith, right? So you don't have to think the worst of them. We don't have any control over what, nobody has any control over what other people think about you, but somebody does feel very fortunate, that you are, here we have the 7 of Cups here. So yeah, that you're keeping your vibrations high. And that's what it really is about. It's like, okay, when you see something move, when you have a Kundalini experience of something that you've outgrown, instead of calling people snakes, like you hear people say that all the time, oh, they're a snake, I couldn't trust them, I knew I couldn't trust them, and all this. Release that. Keep your vibrations high, because snake also means rebirth. It also means rebirth. You outgrew something, right? When a snake is outgrows its skin, it sheds the skin, but the scales also falls from its eyes. That could also look like you outgrew a position in your. You said like you outgrew your position in the workplace, right? Are you going to stay there and complain about how the job is not paying you enough money, or are you going to say, okay, you know what? I feel like I've reached the pinnacle of, I don't think I can grow anymore in this office, and so I probably need to start looking for something else. You're not going to be the venomous snake in the office. You're not trying to ruin everybody else's experience. You're just going to move on, right? So that's what I'm seeing here in your cards here. So somebody definitely is going to feel very fortunate to have guardian angels around them, in this new phase, of your life, helping you to find your smooth stone, so you don't feel like it's David and Goliath situations around you. And you're referring back to, when I look at this right here, somebody's referring back to their childhood. That's what it looks like. That's why we're starting out with this. That's why Pentacles is never just about money. Like when I do readings and I tell people, like, when you see Pentacles, it's never just about money. People see Pentacles like, oh my God, I'm gonna get some more money. You can make it just about money if you want to. But money is a form of energy. So Source is going to make sure you're financially independent. Here's a Judgment card here. And so the Judgment card connects us with Pluto, which is currently retrograde. Pluto is the outermost planet, and Pluto is the planet of power, transformation. It's the planet of metamorphosis, rebirth, right? And so, but it's also showing that there are some energies who are obsessed. There's some energies who are obsessed with keeping up some kind of an appearance, keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with this. I gotta mask some kind of, I want to look a certain kind of way. I want to appear a certain kind of way. Even if I'm in a nightmare, I got to keep invoking this same nightmare over and over and over again. And you are not so. So of course, then you're being judged. Like they're judging you. Oh, you can't keep nobody. you can't, like, let's say for instance, what I really, really love about this generation is, one of the things that I really love about this generation is that I hear them on social media, like a lot of them are into teleworking, and like they get excited about teleworking and working from different locations all over the world, and just how they may say, okay, they worked on, and it was from some of the younger generation that I follow on social media. They'll talk about how they are a little bit more assertive in asking for what they want, in the workplace, and they'll take, get the training or whatever and ask for what they feel like they deserve in the workplace, right? So Source is saying you made from 9 to 10 of Swords. You weren't supposed to survive, certain situations. You wasn't, and so this right here lets me know that somebody is in thrive mode. Like you weren't supposed to survive nightmares. You were supposed to keep going through the same nightmare of being in nightmare situations, whether nightmare jobs or nightmare home life or nightmare something. Somebody was supposed to stay in some kind of nightmare, situations, right? And so you're moving on in childlike faith, keeping your vibrations high. So here we have the Two of Pentacles again, right? And remember, Pluto is bringing, that's judgment card. Pluto is, there are some people who are claiming that you're harshly judging them when that's not the case at all. You just moved on. So don't even get at any energy. Here we have the Queen of Wands here. So adjust your crown. Those are just energies that are trying to project that onto you because they want you to respond to that. There's nothing to respond to. They want you to respond to, because they want you to respond to, they want to know whether you're harshly judging them. You don't have a response for that. Like I said, you don't have to give any energy to it whatsoever. So here we have Ace of Cups. Just protect your pearls of wisdom. Protect your pearls of wisdom. You've like I said, you have your head and heart are no longer at war with something. Like as far as like relationships, in terms of your emotional state about relationships. Somebody's just not, like I said, not staying in anything that's a nightmare for you. Here we have the Eight of Wands here. Yeah. It's a nightmare for you. That's all you need to know. That's all that matters to you. Is if it's a nightmare for you, it's a nightmare for you. Here we have the Three of Wands here. So you're taking a leap of faith moving forward and getting as far away from just like this whole idea of just, like I said, the, like I said, Pluto, which is a generational planet. And so is Saturn, a generational planet. So a lot of people must be, like I said, a lot of people must be dealing with like some, because a lot of fire is coming out here too. Like a lot of people must be dealing with a lot of like survival kind of stuff, like survival mode kind of stuff, coming out of like being judged by people, in relationships. But for you, somebody feels like a teenager again. Somebody feels like and every time it rises up in your spirit, like this right here, every time it reminds somebody, just kind of that anxiety rises up in your spirit, like that David and Goliath situation where somebody felt like it was insurmountable, something in your spirit. Then you remind yourself you're on your throne, you adjust your crown and just, go back to just, in through prayer mode and just get away from it fast. Just get away from just like you're inspired to stay away from just that. Because again, it's generational. So don't know who that's for, Aquarius. But like I said, you are... Looking at the cards here, like I said, going back to those dark energies that we were talking about before, like people masking their survival. You eventually, like I said, become the prey. Like I looking at the cards here, like I said, you stay in those situations, you just become the prey at some point. So somebody decided, hey, not to become the prey, get away from that. Like get away from, any of these preying on you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And it seemed like looking at both this, like this right here and the other cards, a lot of fire is coming out again, right? A lot of fire is coming out again. I don't know why so many people want people to just keep going through the fire, like keep just like getting burned and just going through all the... What in the world? So yeah, it's a lot of things. Looking at your cards here, Aquarius, it's some time to toss some things into a burning bowl. It's a time to toss some things into a burning bowl. Here we have the Death card. Yeah, death to the judgment, for real. Like people judging you, just be done with that. Just be done with it. Like get delivered from people's opinions of you, for real. Here we have the Two of Wands here. So it's you and somebody. Like I said before, that's not your responsibility. It's like some people on your job may want you all to work harder than you work. Like they see you taking a break. They look at you like you're not working as hard as your colleague is working. Like they consider you as lazy. So you need to work harder than somebody else is working. Like, I don't know what. So what I'm saying, the solution in your cards here, Aquarius, is to pray ahead of time. Like for real, like pray before you walk out your door. You know, pray before you enter into any business partnerships, before you go into any romantic, even family functions. Like if you got to say, even at family functions now, who all is going to be over there, you probably shouldn't go. I know people say that jokingly, but you probably at this stage in your life, if you're watching this video, it's not by coincidence, you probably shouldn't go. When you're talking about moving on to more peaceful relationships in your life, you probably should just say, yeah, it's just too draining. It's just too draining. It's just too draining to sit around and listen to people gossiping about people, invoking past nightmares, basically brushing off, you know, stuff you may have seen in your childhood, or people being in survival mode and all that other mess. You're assuming, you're harshly judging them and talking about what they heard. You're not interested in that. You can fill your brain up with something else, like things that really motivate and inspire you. That's what all this fire here is for. Somebody has, like I said, you moved on from some things. Here we have the Six of Wands here. So I do see you being successful and moving forward. So something is over. Something is over. Here we have the Four of Wands here. Yeah, more fire. Four of Wands here. Yeah. So, and there it is. Leap of faith. Yeah, you look at all this water right here. All of these are opportunities. You got a sea of opportunities headed your way. Sea of opportunities headed your way. Yeah, because there's two energies in particular. And so the third energy in the middle would be like their lower selves, their demons in the middle, like they're low operating in the flesh, right? So it's to say something is over. You've learned how to heal yourself from things. But the main thing is that, and you got more fire coming out in this reading right here too. I mean, wow. Let's see what else we got, Aquarius. Let's see what else we have. Here we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah. So, yeah. You, like I said, you have a wealth of knowledge when you're dealing with, you know, seeing some things. So here we have the Page of Swords here. So whatever anxiety somebody may have been having in the past is going to go away very, very soon as you're sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts, you know, Aquarius, and about just like demonic ties. Like I said, there in the middle is a devil. Right, so you're not demonizing or calling anybody the devil. It's just, like I said, it's a spirit. It's just a spirit. It's just some people feel like they're just tethered to just having to always just be in some kind of friction, some kind of drama, some kind of something going on. It's like their spirit isn't settled unless it's some kind of. Y'all see it in the workplace sometimes. You feel like you're taking a break. It's some people that they just unsettled if you're taking a break. They spinning out of control. If you want to take a lunch break or something like that, you lazy, you this and that. You could have done all kinds of work. You could be same thing. Like I said, so this King of Pentacles energy right here, somebody has learned how to take, you know, what the enemy meant for evil and turn it around for your good. And that's what's really causing a bunch of frustration, a bunch of anger. This Page energy is youthful, Page of Swords, that's what's causing this gossip, starting fires, right? So you're on the light side of Page energy, which means like you feel like a teenager, like your energy level is heightened, you know, your anxiety level is low, you feel good. You know, you're in good spirits, you're on your throne, you're vetting your thoughts, those kind of things. But source is saying anything that as you're renegotiating your relationships and you're thinking about peace, even people who are connected to these types of spirits, you don't want to be connected to them. Because you recognize the spirit from 0 to 7, from ages through 0 to 7. When I say the King of Pentacles, that's why it keeps coming up in your cards. It's not like you got like, a lot of people will see the King of Pentacles and say, oh my God, they got so much money. They rich. Like they must have hit the lottery, or they must have a vault of money somewhere. Like, oh, we got to get to them. We got to find out, let's get their money. But it's wealth of knowledge that you have. Like the wealth of knowledge that you have, if you can go to somewhere and cash in the wealth of knowledge that if you have all this money, it's great, Aquarius. But you have a wealth of knowledge. So this may inspire somebody to write books. It may inspire you to, you know, do something with you. It may motivate you to add clarity with it that will make you very wealthy. But when I look at your cards here, you know, Aquarius, you definitely have a wealth of knowledge from just, like I said, family relationships, of just kind of coming out of survival mode and seeing some people who survived a lot of stuff. So when people want to judge you not wanting to be in survival mode, Aquarius, Let them judge. That's their bag to hold. That has nothing to do with you. Keep it on the throne. Pray for them. Just pray for them. You don't even need responding to it. You are not responding to it at all. When people want to judge you, whether you single, married, have 15 kids, 0 kids, gay, straight, 1 leg, 2 legs, in a wheelchair, not in a wheelchair, whatever the people want to judge, hey, that's between them and their energy. That has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Whether you work at a gas station or own the CEO of a company, that has nothing to do with you. You deliver from people's opinions. So here we have drink more water as a form of self-care. Somebody apologizes for betraying you. It's time to do a heart chakra cleanse, but be patient. The answers are coming soon, but your well of joy is within you. And so, I mean, and whatever. Like I said, somebody is still telling lies, but you don't care. So move in silence and move in peace. But it's just time to relax. Somebody was also dealing with a succubus energy too. So y'all can look that up on my second channel, what the succubus and incubus energies are. So don't give yourself a headache over it. But for somebody, it's time to start dating again. But it's time to ground yourselves, and you have a new attitude. Keep on moving forward. Open your vault door. Do the mirror work. There's signs all around you. But heal people just move differently, right? So like I said before, the healer and protector of travelers is with you all, Aquarius. And like I said, just for real, pray for people. Just pray for people. But I feel like because all this fire came out in a second reading for you all, somebody has really seen a lot in their own family. You don't even have time to talk about somebody else's family. For real, you don't even for real, look at your own family. Like sweep in front of your own front door. Look at your own family. It came out in both readings. Like the dark mother energy came out, but it looks like it was like from a dark union. Like if you saw like obviously in order for you to be here had to be your mom. It had a seed had to be planted, right, in order for you to be watching the video. So it had to be something. But so and for there to be a dark mother, they had to be a seed planted in a womb, right? So but the bottom line is, so it's like just pray for people for real. Like, but somebody have to go within themselves to really go and see the answers. All the answers that you need are within you, Aquarius. Really, that's what the answers are. They within you. So you're not operating in fear. You're operating in faith. You're operating by faith. And you're going to feel very, very fortunate to just have moved on from energies that operate on that frequency. They operate on that frequency. They stay connected to karmic bonds. I am pure magic. Yeah, pure magic. Yeah. Stay at a higher frequency. Keep it on the throne at all times. Like I said, don't give any energy to other people's harsh judgment of you, of what they assume. They assume whatever, right? They assume whatever. What did I say? Operating in faith. You're not operating by fear. So miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. Yeah, beyond anything I imagine. So if you get married later in life, somebody gonna make a judgment about that. If you get married too soon in life, somebody gonna make a judgment about that. If you got 10 kids, somebody gonna make a judgment about that. If you have no kids, somebody gonna make a judgment about that. Like, who is all in somebody's, whew, people got too much time on their hands. But like I said, Aquarius, great news is coming for you. Like I said, you have a wealth of knowledge, and that's going to translate. Like I said, you've been putting a lot of good energy out into the universe. Continue putting good energy out into the universe. Somebody definitely feels real youthful right now. You're in great spirits. Like I said, whatever anxiety you may have been having about some things, I definitely see that going away. Aquarius, as you are inspiring and motivating a lot of people. Keep a great attitude, really. Just continue keeping a great attitude. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. So we have 5 here. We have 5 here. So that's you and somebody. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, the 10 of, I see you being booked and busy and not burdened and bitter by what other people assume. Like I said, their judgment. That's why I said death to judgment. It's just whatever. It's like people judging you. What you supposed to do with that? Nothing. So, yeah, so it's 3, like I said, It's really two energies, but you got something right here in the middle. It's two energies that's working together. They're chained together. They feel like they're in a karmic cycle. And it's usually two energies like this, an infinite energy there. And they're on the dark side of the number 8. So it's a spirit. So it could be it's energies, like I said, couples, that are together. They could be brother and sister, they could be married, they could be working together, whoever, but they are the dark side of 8. Succumb to passive and powerless behavior, or egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, but nevertheless they're not focused on their purpose. They're not focused on why they're here. And so like I said, they just caught in this cycle. They caught in this cycle. And so for you got the number 3. You're born to inspire. So that's why I say you have a sea of opportunities in front of you, right? So there, that 3 right there, source in the middle, that trinity. So then we have 444. I am protected. Is that 3 again, right? So, and 4 being the earth number. Trust your journey. Trust the way that your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. You're protected. You are protected, Aquarius. So, like I said before. Yep, cords. Cord cutting ceremony. So yeah, you're definitely cutting ties with fear, doubt, chaos, and confusion as it relates to just this generational way of thinking that you got to stay tethered and tied to karmic ties, just in business and or in love. If you feel like it's a job that you feel like, okay, you've outgrown, you feel like there's something better in that job, you feel like, okay, don't want to stay there and just be venomous in the job, then hey, it's time to look online and find something better, that works, that's more suitable for you. Stay, friendship. You don't want to get to be that friend where you talking about your friends behind their back. Hey, you moved on from something, you feel like, okay, I've just outgrown this, whatever. So move on. So you don't come across as your person's opposition. Like you don't want to be their opposition. And some people, they just exist like that. They talk about each other just like, they can't stand each other. It's like, why are you with that person if you can't stand that person? Like, why y'all? So anyway, that's what I have for you all. That's what I have for you. And I will see you all in the next video. Let's see. We got some questions for you. First question is, as we're talking about balanced out, peaceful relationships, and this moon in Libra, because that's what the moon in Libra, not talking about any Libras that but that's what the moon in Libra is all about. First question is your work bringing more peace, justice, beauty, or harmony to the world? And then how could you amplify that? Second question is, what would happen if you spent more time with people who are completely at peace with themselves? The third question is, do you receive as much as you give, or vice versa? The fourth question is, which small steps could you take to create more beauty in your space? And then last but not least is, what would happen if you were to shift from complaining to a permanent sense of gratitude? And that's what I mean. Like, if you got to be in a relationship, in a personal or professional, where you're constantly complaining about the job, your spouse, your friend, or whatever the case may be, you can't find nothing good to say about them. Like, what? Why are you still there? Like, why, for real? Why are you still there? And then judging other people who move on from that kind of stuff. Like, really? So it's just saying, you so delivered from all of that stuff. Cord cutting. Cord cutting ceremony. There you go. So like I said, in a waxing crescent moon phase is really a reminder that without good, clear plans, our intentions will never be more than just that, just good intentions. So although intentions are powerful, intentions alone are not meant to just help you manifest the things that you want. You must also do all you can physically and mentally to achieve them. So you got to put the work behind it. If you find yourself constantly complaining about people that you're connected with, and you feel like, okay, this is just draining, it's time to put some kind of action behind it before you become the venomous snake. So it's just saying that's your Kundalini experience. It's time to say, okay, I need to cut ties. I need to just go ahead and cut ties. So that's what I'm saying for you all. I will see you all in the next reading, Aquarius. And like I said, I don't know which side this is going to go on, but you'll see this or the other one. But like I said, I feel like somebody has seen enough karmic relationships around you to be a multi-billionaire at this point, a trillionaire at this point. But that's what I'm seeing for you. So something is going to make you very wealthy, Aquarius. And so that's what I have for you. So increase your prayer life and your meditation, like prayer and meditation, right? Go within for the answers, because that's where you're going to get them from. That's what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next reading. Bye.